What happens when an artillery system is designed for a battlefield where every second can mean the difference between survival and destruction? In Ukraine, where drones are watching almost every movement and enemy artillery can strike within minutes, Sweden's Archer has become one of the most talked about weapons of the modern war. But is this strange-looking Swedish gun really changing the future of artillery? Or is its success being exaggerated? Today, we investigate how Archer has performed in Ukraine, why Russian forces are hunting it, how Ukrainian crews are using it, and why Sweden is sending more support to keep these machines fighting.
The Archer was never designed to fight yesterday's wars. Sweden built it around a simple but demanding idea: fire faster, move faster, and survive longer. Unlike traditional artillery systems that require crews to leave protection, manually load ammunition, and spend valuable minutes exposed, Archer allows most of the firing process to happen from inside an armored cabin. It carries a 155mm gun, uses advanced automation, and can deliver rapid fire before quickly leaving the area. In Ukraine, this design philosophy has matched the reality of drone warfare better than many experts expected. But why is speed so important today? Imagine your artillery fires one powerful strike. Within seconds, enemy drones detect the location. Radar systems calculate your position. Attack drones begin moving toward you. The question is simple: do you disappear before they arrive, or do you become the next target? This is exactly the type of fight Archer was built for. Ukrainian crews receive coordinates, fire their mission, and relocate before Russian forces can effectively respond.
Sweden first delivered Archer systems to Ukraine in late 2023, with the initial batch quickly becoming associated with Ukraine's 45th Artillery Brigade. Ukrainian soldiers who previously operated Soviet-era guns like the D-20 described Archer as something completely different, almost like a sniper rifle compared with older artillery. The accuracy, automation, and reduced workload allowed crews to focus on the mission instead of struggling with manual procedures. One of Archer's most important roles has been counter-battery warfare. When Russian artillery fires, Ukrainian drones locate the position, coordinates are transferred, and Archer attempts to destroy the enemy before moving away. In one reported engagement, Ukrainian forces used Archer against Russian D-20 howitzers, demonstrating the exact battlefield scenario Sweden had prepared for: detect, strike, and disappear. However, Archer is not invisible. Russian forces quickly recognized that these systems were valuable targets. Lancet drones and other surveillance systems began searching for them. Several attacks were reported, with some vehicles damaged and requiring repair. But the important detail is that confirmed total destruction has remained limited compared with many other artillery systems operating in Ukraine. This raises another question: is Archer surviving because it is stronger or because it is smarter? The answer is probably both. Its protection is not based only on armor. Its survival comes from reducing exposure time. A traditional artillery crew may spend long periods preparing, firing, and leaving the position. Archer compresses that entire process into minutes. In a battlefield dominated by drones, time itself has become armor. But Ukraine has also discovered that even the best mobility has limits. Modern drones can track vehicle movement, follow roads, and identify patterns. Ukrainian Archer crews have adapted by using camouflage, prepared positions, electronic warfare protection, and careful movement planning. The original idea was always shoot and scoot, but Ukraine has shown that sometimes hiding can be just as important as moving. The system has also faced another enemy: intense use. Artillery barrels do not last forever. After thousands of rounds, they require replacement. Sweden announced additional Archer gun barrels for Ukraine because the systems had been used heavily in combat. This tells us something important. These weapons were not sitting safely behind the lines. They were being used continuously in some of the most demanding artillery missions of the war. Maintenance is another side of the story. Archer's automation gives crews a major advantage. But advanced machines require advanced support. Behind the simple experience of pressing buttons inside a protected cabin is a complicated combination of electronics, hydraulics, and mechanical systems that must continue working under battlefield conditions.
The price of this technology is also significant. Archer is expensive compared with many competing artillery systems. France's Caesar has become one of the most successful Western artillery systems in Ukraine, while Ukraine has also developed systems like Bogdana. Archer's advantage is not simply firepower, it is the combination of precision, speed, automation, and crew survival. And this may explain why Sweden continues expanding Archer support. Additional systems have been announced for Ukraine, with new deliveries and support measures aimed at keeping the fleet operational. The battlefield has shown that artillery is no longer only about the biggest gun or the longest range. It is about connecting sensors, drones, communication networks, and weapons into one fast-moving system. After years of combat experience, Archer has built a unique reputation. It is not unstoppable. It can be damaged. It is expensive. It requires careful maintenance. But in a war where drones constantly search from above, the ability to strike quickly and disappear may be the most valuable capability of all.
So the real lesson from Archer is not just about one Swedish artillery system. It is about how warfare is changing. The future battlefield belongs to weapons that can think faster, move faster, and survive longer. And Archer may be one of the clearest examples of that new generation of warfare. What do you think? Is Sweden's Archer the future of battlefield artillery? Or will drones eventually make even the most advanced guns too vulnerable? If you enjoyed this deep analysis, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Skyjet Wings, and turn on notifications for more military technology stories, defense analysis, and the future of warfare.